Oh yeah. Should have tested this before I got the other part. Well, good morning and or afternoon again, rather. I didn't think that was tight for a minute. Welcome back to another episode of Hard Times Garage. We're doing the right thing and going the wrong way, I just realized. And going to pick up a cup of coffee because, to be honest, it's been one of those days that my regular old cold brew black coffee just isn't hitting. And yeah, I need something with a little more vinegar to it. So we're gonna go get one of those triple shot Black Rifles that I probably shouldn't be drinking. Anyways, before I start mumbling, we're gonna try to use the rest of today and as much of tomorrow as possible to figure out the heat on my truck. And then I've got a Christmas tree in my front yard to go around and pick up and get rid of, which we'll also do today. And then we're figuring out the heat on my truck, because I really got to make a dump run. And call me a pansy if you want to. I'm just not gonna take my truck a half hour from here with zero heat when it's 11 degrees outside. It's not gonna do it. Speaking of heat, this thing's warm enough now. Alright, well, we are leaving the gas station now. I got the wonderful wife some coffee as well, because, man, I tell you, sleep is a mystery word, or unknown verbiage in our household anymore, so coffee has become the new staple. It comes over food. That is so much fun. Sorry about the mic scratch. There, let's see if that'll work. I'll hold it up here. Cheers. Okay, we have the key in the ignition turned on, the heater turned on, and the battery connected. Now I can hear this clicking every time I do this, so not really sure what's going on, but this is what I'm gonna attempt to do here. I'm going to shove this wire through this connector here, and I'm going to attempt to jump this heater fan to test whether it is my heater fan or the actual box. And to me, that appears to be the heater, or the fan, rather. Well, that'd be pretty dumb, because I already bought the other part. Okay, let me try something different. Reconnect this. I just seen that there's a separate plug down here. And that comes out of this side into the heater. Okay, so let's try this. I will hold the wire on this side of the heater motor, or heater plug. Do this. Huh. No kidding. So it might actually be the fan, which means I don't have the right part after all. Well, that's unfortunate. I was pretty convinced that's what it was. I thought it was the resistor, that's what I'm trying to say. It's almost always the resistor. Well, that is something, isn't it? I wonder if I've got power to here. Yep. I got power out the other side of this. So that means it's the fan. So I bought the wrong part. Well, that is unfortunate because here I go again. I wonder if I can make it back before it's dark. Not likely, but I might be able to get this in there before it's dark, and then we'll have light and not wind. Should have tested this before I got the other part. Let me go get the part, and we'll pick right back up where we're leaving off. Okay, well, I got all the hard ones out of the way for you, so what we're going to try now is to find the right size for this other one, which I don't seem to have. I think it's at 8, and I cannot, for the life of me, find a doggone 8. I know, I didn't believe it either. So, we have the next best thing. It's an adjustable 8. I don't know if you've seen these before. They're pretty convenient when you don't know what you're doing and don't have the right tools for the job. They work out pretty good. So I just finished pulling all of the other bolts out of here. These work better when you get them snug like that, and then it actually holds on to it. Okay. Come on now. Well, I'll just leave it in there so I don't lose it, I guess. It's probably a wise decision. I also broke the hose that actually feeds the air to the inside. So that's pretty good. Man, it sure doesn't seem to be busted. It's a little dirty though. Oh, man. Those coils in there. I don't know. Can you see this? Hold on. You gotta see this. Look at that. The coils are beautiful in there. I don't know why it doesn't work. It seems to me it ought to work. Usually when these things are bad, the coils are all sorts of messed up. Let's just go ahead and give this another try. I totally expected that to work. There's no way. That doesn't seem possible. I know how we'll know for sure. Let me grab the new fan and we'll try the new one. Yeah. Hang out. Of course it didn't come with a new hose. We'll have to figure that out. Now, does this work? What? You gotta be kidding me. Is my battery that? No, my battery is not dead. Because this is the power. There it is. It does have to be grounded. Oh yeah. Not blown. So, then what that means is that it most definitely has to be this resistor in here which means I just went through and broke my hose for nothing, which is fine. That's just, you know, it's normal. Might be able to fix that. Nope, it's wrecked. I'm going to reinstall my fan and change this. I'm gonna put you on time lapse so we can get through this quickly. Okay, so first things first, if I'm not mistaken, this does look like a burn right here in these coils. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being hopeful, but here we go. Okay. What's the problem? I want to try something really quick. Okay. I know you can't see me. Hold on. As you can hear, the truck is running. I tried something. I ran I smell gas. I ran a ground from here to under there, and it seemed to work, and then I unplugged it and it's still working. Yeah, I'm still leaking just a tiny bit of gas for some reason. I'm not sure why. Right down there under there you go. I still can't really see. Well, either way, right down onto the manifold where it's always leaked. Still leaking a little bit. Oh yeah. But, oh yeah. Let go of me. There you go. Can you hear that? We're running. I do love the way this truck runs. I am this close from getting a monster camshaft for this thing and doing an intake. I will see. I'm gonna stop jabbering. I will see you guys hopefully early-ish tomorrow, and we'll keep going on this. See you then. Real quick, you remember how, you guys remember how I just had a smelled gas? Somehow, my fuel pump just sprung a leak. Good night. Okay, well, now that I've had a couple of seconds to look at what's going on, the top of the fuel pump sprung a hole in it, and it's just fountaining, which is strange, but I remembered something. I think I have something. Let me... Is this it? I bought one of these about, haha. It only has 2 though. Not certain that that's right, because mine has 3. I bet it's for the, is it for the other fuel tank? What would it be for? Oh, goody. It's got new gaskets in there too, because part of the problem was that it was leaking right around from where it bolts into the engine too, because the guy just used orange silicone. What is it with people and square bodies and orange silicone? Is there something I'm missing out on? Because the Suburban's full of it, my truck's full of it. It's definitely not factory from what I can tell. Or I can't even say it. I know for sure it's not factory. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But let's go ahead and take another quick look at this. Nice mess down there. Okay, so I've got the provision for the hard line, and then I have 2 lines going back. So it's got to be drawn from the tank. So I would think, well, one of them is probably a vent, actually. So much for off-roading tomorrow. Let's see how far we can get, though. It's still somewhat possible if we don't put the inlay in. We'll see. I see him. Stop shouting. Stop shouting. Okay. Here, Missy, I'm gonna put your hood up, baby, so you don't get too cold. And Aaron, you too. All right. Well. Oh, oops, careful, baby. You okay? Come here, honey. Well, what I was starting to say is I'm just gonna go ahead and change the fuel pump out here in the nice weather. None of that garage stuff today. Well, at least not right now. We need, namely this. Perfect. And flat nose. And somewhere in here, I know I've got hiding. You always want to be sure not to use the right tools for the job. And just use a crescent wrench on everything. That way you'll be sure to strip everything out. Here's my baby one. That might be enough. Alright. Let's get changing this fuel pump, shall we? I'll try to aim you guys down there so you can maybe kind of see. We'll see. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get for you. So let's start here. I don't know if it's the line or what, but that clamp is definitely extremely loose on there. So that's definitely what you want. Oh yeah, I can just pry it off with the doggone old screwdriver. No problem. What makes me really happy about doing this is that, as you guys remember, at least hopefully you do, I just put a full tank of premium in this, and if our gas gauge is correct, I probably already said this, but if our gas gauge is correct, we've used half a tank, and I've driven maybe 20 miles with it, so that's excellent. Nothing like pouring premium right onto the road. It's not like these things get bad gas mileage or anything, but still don't like wasting it. Well, after much trial and error, I can't for the life of me get this fuel line off of this fuel pump, or the hard line either for that matter. So that's very cool. So I am resorting to weapons of destruction. I'd say mass destruction, but this is pretty minimal. This fuel line has turned into, hey, I just got hit in the butt with a snowball. Has turned into straight up concrete. I'm sure there is. Hey, Muff. You stop too, baby. You're getting me all wet. Hey, I'm gonna have to come down there and throw a snowball on you. We will play with snowballs in a minute. Are you? That's good. Mm-hmm. Me.
Look how big my snowball is.
Uh-huh.
Look it.
That's pretty big. Okay, you muff. Thank you, Missy Mo. That is my big snowball. 1 second, honey. That is, in fact, the right size. Okay. So, let's get our other pump slammed in here and see if our truck still leaks.
This one's Daddy's.
Here, give that one to Muff. She gave me one, so you can give her one. I already threw it at you. That was the one I threw on your noggin. Hey! Okay. That's pretty on there. Now we can get our handy dandy fuel pump here. You are a bad guy.
Yep, I am. And so is Muff.
What?
You have to come fight with us.
In a minute.
You asked for it.
You asked for it.
No.
Yes? Don't get me while I'm in here. Okay. Let's toss this. Oops. I almost forgot my hose clamp. That was a stinked, whatever. Let's see. Let's do it on this side, and we'll do the other one on the same. Okay. Well, this is the problem I've been fighting. Sorry about that. I had to call Napa. So, what am I missing? Where is it? Yeah, I don't know if they can use that or not. Okay. I'm too distracted. I put these where I won't lose them. Okay. So this is the original pump out of my truck, right? And now that I'm looking at it, I cannot for the life of me figure out where it was leaking. I can't find the split. But essentially it was spraying right out of the top of this somehow. Well, you guys saw. Now I'm not going to take... Yes, I am. So this one, the provisions are out the side here with it facing the block this way. And this one, can you see the difference? They're facing forwards. And I cannot for the life of me get the stinking hoses positioned properly without kinking all over the place. There's that much room between here and the frame rail. I just cannot do anything. And they're this. So it's kink here. Even with a big loop, it's still kinked. It's a mess. So I'm gonna take this back and go try to source another one, because currently they're not being able to find this style. So we will see what we can come up with, and hopefully it's still light when we get back, or we're gonna be really, really chilly. All right, well, I'll be back shortly. Hopefully we can just find one right away and just get back to business. That's the plan. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Well, for you in a second. Me, about an hour. Okay, well, unfortunately, Napa did not have the fuel pump that I need in stock. So what I'm gonna do is clean up some of my mess for the night and get my light and my tools out of here so they don't freeze any more than they already are. And then what we'll do is stuff a rag here into the fuel pump provision right there. Can you see? Just a minute. There you go. Stuff a rag in here. Try to keep it from freezing any more than it has to, and keep all the junk out of here. And that's the main thing, is keeping the junk, as much moisture as we possibly can, out of this port. We don't want a bunch of condensation and water down into our brand new, fresh, not cheap oil and filter. That's pretty good. It's stuffed in there all right. I'll take this, set it right there so I stop losing it every 3 seconds. And hold on, I'm gonna show you guys a trick for not losing bolts here in a second, right after I lose the bolts. Okay, so you just want a little short piece of hose like this, and you just pop your bolt and your bolt like so. That's perfect. Don't need any of this junk. Take these pieces in with me. That's garbage. And then I'm gonna take this handy dandy guy and I'm gonna stuff it right there into my tool bag, where I will certainly forget it and not remember where I put it tomorrow. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow once we get the new pump. Darn kids. They were out here pushing them in the snow and letting it plow. It's pretty funny. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, as you can see, well, not yet, you can't. We went on ahead and replaced the pump and replaced, oh, there goes my battery charger. I was going to say, there. Hopefully that'll stay put. We replaced the pump and, the fuel lines. We put some new fuel line in there because, you know, we replaced that one yesterday, and then this was the other one. As you can see, it's, you know, still got about 3 or 4 miles left in it, but I decided just to waste some fuel line and toss one in it just because we were already there. So I'm gonna have you guys watch for me, and I'm gonna go crank on this thing and see if we can't get it to start and see if it leaks a whole bunch of gas or not. I'm starting to bet against myself anymore these days. But you let me know. Let's give it a shot. Oh, my dome light's on. Forgot I don't need to pump this one. Leaking? Yep. It sure is leaking. Let's try again. What's happening right now? I think it was just flooded. There we go. I think a fuel leak's gone. Alright, looks to be good there. Alright. Of course the alternator's making noise now, so let's double check that that gauge is still flat. Yes, our alternator is still dead. So, I'm gonna clean up the mess and switch these out because it's supposed to rain for the next 3 days straight. So, I want the truck in the garage where I can work on it. By the way, the fellow that I picked up the trailer hitch from for the Suburban is, he's got a shroud for me now. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is hardline. I'll let you come in here and look in just a minute. Actually, I'll just do it right now. So you can see what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can tell what I'm standing on, but it's really, really sketchy. And, well, it's not sketchy, it's safe. And very, confidence inspiring. Okay, I'm gonna try to get you past these AC lines. Can you see? Yeah, you see how this line is all wet and dripping all over the frame? That's what I'm trying to tighten up right now. As you can see, it's really easy to get to. Just trying to loosen it a little so I can hopefully retighten it better, more-ish. I want to put a camshaft in this really bad. A bigger one. Get some horse torques. Okay. Okay. Wow, I don't know where my voice was there for a second. Let's go ahead and start this up and see if we're still leaking or not. I got that thing cranked on there about as hard as I can. Here we go. Let's see. I think so far we're looking pretty good. I don't see no leaking at all down there. Nothing on the frame side, nothing there. I think we're good. Now we move on to the choke wire. Sounds good. Okay, I found one. You ready? Watch this. Actually, getting ahead of myself again. All right, so here's our wire for the choke right here. I've got the probe jammed up into this flat spade connector with nothing plugged into it that essentially just runs to my AC compressor. Now, with the key off, there's no light. Watch this. Light. Right? Where's it at? Yep. Off, on, off, on. Yeah, we're good. That is going to be our new keyed on. And I know it's not great, but if it works, is it really a dumb idea? That's kind of where I'm at. Okay. Well, we've, oops. I gotta pause for a moment because I just realized I gotta go to the bank and withdraw that cash for that shroud. But here we go. Got it tucked in pretty dang clean. It runs right around the back of the carb. There's a little bit of slop there so that we can kind of finish tying it up where we want it. In fact, let's just go on that side of here. Stay out from all the linkages. Might need to toss a zip tie on it, but you can see around the back here, kind of. What am I on? Okay, good. I did not accidentally loop a spark plug wire. But basically, it's just gonna kind of ride like that. This one, when I care about doing it, and when it's warmer outside, we'll do that one up a little bit nicer. But I'm not super worried about it. All right, I gotta run to the bank. I'll be back shortly, maybe with a shroud, but definitely gotta go get some cash out before the end of today because it's the weekend and I have to do it now or wait till Monday. Can't wait till Monday. All right.
On a day like today, we pass the time away, writing love letters in the sand. How you laughed when I cried each time I saw the tide take our love.
There we are. Now we can just take this deal, slip it right there, give ourselves just a little tiny bit of extra room, and that's gonna work out just perfectly. Now, let's connect our battery and make sure we've done everything as incorrectly as possible. Where are we at? No popping and clicking, so that's good. Gotta get my ratchet out of here. Okay. You guys let me know if the fog lights still work, all right? I'll turn you that way. Haha, keys off and nothing. Key on. What? Apparently I've done something wrong. Huh. Okay. What did I do wrong? Okay, so I've done some digging around, and I'm pretty sure I popped it, but I examined it. In fact, I just put it away to take back to Napa with me, but I'll show you. It does not appear to be blown. There's no weird spots in it. There's nothing. All I can tell, or all I know, is that it clicks only on high. So I blew something, not sure. That's unfortunate. Really thought that would work. That's alright. There's plenty of other keyed hots. I could probably tap into my wiper motor for that matter and promptly blow that. Boy, that's annoying. And to make me feel even smarter, I purposely bought a 30 amp fuse to install in line to wherever I connected this, just to try to save my electronics. And I forgot it behind a pile of tools over there. So that is fine. What we're gonna do now is prod around for another keyed hot. I know, it's riveting stuff, just riveting. I know this is my AC. I'm just all the keys off anyways. So let's find one that's hot to begin with, and then we'll go from there. That one is not. I might actually just have to go through the firewall. I know I've got to be missing something, but actually, you know what? Oh, we tested my alternator already, and it is a constant, I think. Yeah, there we go. And that one's a constant. So this one on this side is not constant. In theory, we probably could piggyback off of that. Alright, so it is Friday night, and the week has completely gotten away from me. But we've got a few things that I'm pretty pumped about. So I have the choke wired correctly. I did end up running it into the cab. I found a 20 amp or 25 amp spare slot in there. I'll show you in a minute. Knocking my tools off my firewall. I've got the fog lights rerun, and I went ahead and took the liberty because we don't have a whole lot of ta-da moments right now in this video, unfortunately, and it's already the end of the week. It's just what it is. But I did something that I think you guys are really gonna appreciate. I've been talking about it for a month or better, and we can finally do it now. By the way, it was my resistor. I blew the resistor. Okay, you guys ready for this? Or for the heater, you know what I mean. And I also fixed my gauges. Before I get on to what I'm about to show you, the fuse that I pulled out, in fact, let me show you just so you don't think I'm more of an idiot than you probably already do. Okay, so the fuse that I pulled out, if you remember, is this one right here. Well, tell me if you can see any labels for it anywhere. None, right? It just looks like a spare fuse like every vehicle has. Well, if you move that guy right there, cluster control. But that was sitting down over like that. I couldn't see anything. I didn't notice this little arrow because the thing was hanging clear down to there. So I've got that in, and my gauges are working, and it appears with adding the ground that I did that my fuel gauge is in fact working again. Okay, now I'm going to show you the cool part. Are you ready? I have these mounted up very nicely. Sorry for the glare. I have all the wiring tucked up. This little vacuum line back here, that is not me. That's for the climate control. But no wires except that one ground that I need to fix. This one right here. That's the only one. I mainly just left it there for testing purposes. Dust off my tachometer. I'm very excited to have this thing back and functional. And my oil gauge, everything is mounted way better and solid. Nothing moves. It's all super snug. And I'm going to show you the coolest part about this. I gotta turn my light off first. Check it out. Oh yeah. Man, does that not look awesome? Check this out. Oh, come on, truck. I am so excited for this. See my oil gauge creeping up there? I'm extremely excited for this. I have to adjust my carburetor now because I forgot to show you that. Let me turn my keys off. There we are. Man, take one more look at this. How awesome is that? I am so glad that I did that. That is just the coolest looking thing. Oh, I love cool light up accessory gauges. It makes me really happy. Okay. I replaced a vacuum line, and this would also explain why my truck has never run quite right. I already took it apart, but hold on. We need some light and stability in here. Trying to kick my tripod up here. All right. Battery charger, can you live right there, please, for a second? Thanks. Okay, I'll reconnect this. So this is essentially how my vacuum line was. This 90 went to my vacuum advance, and this went to the carburetor, obviously. That's not healthy at all. That's not good. It is burnt all the way through and then melted shut. So we have had no vacuum, even though I've set this 100 times trying to get it to run right. And I did look at that line, just not well enough apparently. So while we're here, why don't we reset this this carburetor. Where is my, that's fine. What I'm gonna do is unplug my distributor. I have a very high quality vacuum line on it now, so hopefully no more vacuum leaks. It ought to run without that plugged in. Or not. You know what I need is this. Need to put a cap on it for the moment. I might be doing this backwards, but I think I'm doing it correctly. Now will you run? Barely. Okay. That's better. So, I'm gonna give it a half more, because it's gotta be way too lean. Now drop the idle back down just a little bit. Yeah, that's acting better, huh? Still smells rich. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I think my choke is definitely all the way open. I think that's pretty good. Seems to be running properly to me. The heat works. All it's left to do now is I might be doing something next video, so I'll have to let you know. So, okay, well, I think I'm gonna end it out here. We got it, we got all the wiring done. We got all the stuff done. I mean, yeah, got the gauges in, those are super awesome. Got the lights hooked up. Got the choke wired. Got the fog lights wired. We're making progress. I was starting to say next video, I have an idea. We might try it, not sure yet. But if we do, we're gonna have about 20-30 more horsepower. So, stay tuned. Hopefully next video will be a little more entertaining than this one, and we'll actually be able to go out and do some stuff. Maybe. We'll see. I'll do my best. Have a good weekend.